Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I thought that I would make a video talking about the Storm Area 51 event. Now, I made a video about a month and a half ago talking about this, and we have an update on what's currently going on, and the event is supposed to happen, I believe, on September 20, and if you're unfamiliar with this whole thing and what exactly happened, this guy on Facebook created a group to storm Area 51. And the group was supposedly, the event I should say, was supposedly created to be able to get to aliens. But the whole thing was actually a prank. It was actually a joke. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously. And what happened is millions of people ended up signing up for the event, which even the guy who made it didn't expect that to happen. And there's a lot of people that are now nervous on what exactly is going to happen, and there's actually a county in Nevada that has actually declared a state of emergency in response to this event. And I'm going to read through this article, and reading through this article, you can kind of understand on why these people are declaring a state of emergency. And this has gotten so crazy that mass media is reporting on this, and the U.S. military, the Air Force, even responded, and they said for people not to go anywhere near the base. And if you're unfamiliar with what Area 51 is, Area 51 is a top secret U.S. government base in Nevada. I shouldn't even be saying top secret because everybody knows pretty much what Area 51 is at this point. But people are supposedly, there's all these conspiracy theories that there's aliens inside there. I'm not getting into that type of stuff. I'm just talking about what exactly is happening with this event. But millions of people have signed up for this event with Storm Area 51, and as I'm speaking right now, over 2 million people have actually signed up for this event, and the mass media has helped increase the amount of signatures. And I guarantee you, those 2 million people are not going to show up. People are just signing this just as a joke. They're signing it to show their friends and their family. They're not really taking it seriously. But on the other hand, this is the internet, and you have crazy people on the internet. So you don't know what could possibly happen. Somebody might actually show up and might actually go towards the base. You don't know. And I mean, 2 million people signing, all you would basically need is you would basically need a few hundred crazy people in that group of 2 million just to do something bad. And this is what's kind of scary about it. It was started out as a joke, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, if just 1% of that 2 million showed up, that would be what? That would be 20,000 people. 20,000 people alone. So this county here, they have declared a state of emergency over the whole event. And I'm going to be reading you guys this article. I'll also post the article down below, but it says, "We didn't ask for this. Storm Area 51 event turned festival prompts state of emergency in county." Rachel, Nevada. Following the Storm Area 51 Facebook event that started as a joke and now turned into a full-fledged festival called Alien Stock, a county in Nevada has declared a state of emergency and fears the small town of Rachel and its 54 residents will be completely overrun. Now, this town only has 54 people in it. 54 people. This is a very, very small town. Imagine what would happen if just thousands of people came to this town. I could see why these people are getting kind of scared at that. They would not have the capacity to hold that many people in a small town like this. Even if those people are just coming there for a joke, kind of like an event, just to take pictures with their friends, thousands of people coming into a small town like that, I could kind of see their point of view on it. So it says here, we started crunching numbers, and the numbers were telling us that with everything that was coming out and the intel we were getting, that there is no way our resources was going to handle this amount of people, said Lincoln County Chairman and Commissioner Varlin Higbee. Higbee said that even if 2% of the 2 million people who clicked attend on the Facebook event calling on people to storm the nearby military complex and see them aliens, their resources will run out fast. In the desert where it can reach temperatures in the hundreds of degrees during the day and freeze at night. But Maddie Roberts, who created the viral Facebook event, didn't imagine that many people would sign up for the event that he eventually admitted was satire. So yeah, the guy probably made the whole thing as a joke. He didn't actually think that this would blow up. And it says here, while the event was supposed to be a joke about uncovering the secrets behind the heavily guarded Area 51 complex, the US government wasn't laughing, especially after a statement warning against anyone attempting to actually take part in the event was released by the US Air Force. Now, I made a video about this a month and a half back where I talked about the Air Force responding to this, and you can kind of understand why the Air Force are responding to us. They see it as a joke. I'm sure that the Air Force sees this as a joke as well, but at the same time they have to make some kind of response to that because there could be some crazy people that could show up. The vast majority of people are not going to show up. They know it's a joke, but because this is the internet and there is a few crazy people out there, the Air Force made a statement on that, and I can see why they made that statement. So it says here, even UFO whistleblower Bob Lazar posted on his Instagram saying, I do understand it was started as a joke by someone, but there are a number of people who are actually planning on showing up. This is a misguided idea. The event became such a sensation that even the tourism board of Belize began to offer residents of the small Nevada town an all-expense-paid trip to the county to avoid the potential chaos that's expected to ensue. After an internet frenzy that followed the creation of the event, a 3-day festival dubbed Alien Stock was created with permits approved by the county in hopes of cultivating an experience that celebrates aliens and the unknown, according to the event's website. So, they were talking before about that in this town, this is Nevada, this is the desert. A lot of the people that are probably going to show up aren't even from Nevada. And it gets very, very hot in the desert and also very cold at night. And people are going to show up to this small town of 54. I guarantee you, even if there's a hotel, and I think that it actually says that there's a hotel down here, that it would not be enough for all the people that would show up. And what could happen? What could happen in that type of situation? It gets very hot. It gets very cold at night. Are people going to camp out there? Are they going to bring supplies with them? So let's keep reading here. When asked why permits were approved for the Burning Man-like festival in the first place, Higbee said that there's no stopping people from showing up to the area, and that an event created away from Area 51 would deter from people running helter-skelter out in the desert. Higbee added that this declaration of emergency opens the door for the state to help the county to cover the costs, and permitting the alien seekers to have an event might create some control in what has been a chaotic turn of events. So they're approving the event, hoping that the vast majority of those people actually go to that event and that they don't cause chaos and something bad doesn't happen. It says here the event has put the remote town of Rachel, Nevada, where the festival is supposed to be held, in the limelight, and according to the town's websites, visitors should not expect a warm welcome. A dubious group claiming a connection to chaotic events like Burning Man and the Las Vegas Electric Music Festival has taken over this event, says the website. They threaten to take over Rachel and claim that the residents are on board, the site added. Ooh. Alien Stock says they are doing everything in their power to establish an amazing experience, saying there will be plenty of parking and camping spaces along with toilets and drinking water. As good as the intentions may be to create a successful event, the town of Rachel, as well as Higbee, reiterate that the nearest gas station is 50 miles away, with the only motel being fully booked that weekend and no nearby medical facilities. So they only have a motel, they don't have a gas station. It's 50 miles away. 50 miles away. Oh man, so you have a small town of like 50 people, and again, if the guy said 2%, but even if 1% show up, they're going to be completely overrun with that. So it says here, you've got people who have never been in the desert before. They're going to come out there with no water, no shade. They're going to be sunburnt and dehydrated, and they're going to be sick, warned Higbee. I agree with this guy right here, because you're going to have thousands of people there, and this small town of 54, does this town even have its own police force if this is like a small town of 50 people? Because they're not going to be able to control something like that. They're not going to be able to control the whole thing. And what happens, somebody gets sick, somebody needs medical attention. The article said here before that there's no medical facilities nearby. So, what happens if somebody faints because of the heat? They need medical attention. Somebody gets dehydrated. Somebody gets sick. Somebody doesn't bring like a tent or something like that. They don't have the proper housing or the proper clothing with them. What's going to happen in that event? Because people are joking about this, people are laughing about this, and I could see where the guy that originally made the whole Facebook group, he made it as a joke, but this whole thing is going to happen in 1 month from now. It's going to happen September 20, around there, I believe. So we don't know what's going to happen there. Is somebody actually going to go to the base? Is some idiot going to run towards the base? Or are people also going to get hurt because they're sitting in the desert? And if you're sitting in this town, which is 50 people, there's no way these people have the resources. And it's not just about the resources, but imagine if you live in a small town. You live in a small town, you have nice peace and quiet, and then overnight, like thousands and thousands and thousands of people show up. And if you have thousands and thousands and thousands of people showing up, those people are going to need to eat, they're going to need to sleep, they're going to need to go to the bathroom, and I guarantee you that there's going to be a lot of garbage there. A lot of garbage is going to be littered, there's going to be a lot of littering. A lot of the town is probably going to be destroyed, not like actual vandalism, but just people being careless. And I could totally understand why people in that town would be upset and would not want this anywhere near them. Because imagine overnight thousands of people show up, and then they stay there for a few days and they leave, and after they leave there's all this garbage all over your town, and now you have to clean it up. I could totally understand why people would get upset by that. They'd probably eat a lot at those tents, they'd probably litter, they wouldn't clean up, there wouldn't be enough police to enforce that rule, and because they have no medical facilities, they don't really have any ambulances there on standby or anything like that. You know, a lot of events or parades that people have, and these are in big cities too, you know, you have cops on standby, you have ambulances on standby in case something happens, but this place is a remote town, very few people, and if you have thousands of people that show up, what is going to happen? So let's keep reading here. You've got I read that part. If you plan on attending the event, you must be experiencing camping, hiking, and surviving in a harsh desert environment, and have a vehicle in good shape. You must be prepared to be completely on your own for food, water, gas, etc. We expect cell service and the internet to be offline. Credit card processing will not work, so bring enough cash, warned the town's website. So yeah, people are going to go there, they're going to try to use credit cards, and then they're going to tell them, no, you need to use cash, and a lot of people are probably going to be shocked. A lot of people are going to take it as a joke and just show up there with their friends, and then they're not going to realize exactly what they got themselves into when they get there. So they're not going to have cell service, and they're not going to have internet. Oh, a lot of the people that are going to be using their smartphones are going to be complaining about that. And it says, in your neighborhood, if all of a sudden 50,000 people showed up on your doorstep, would you be happy, said Higby? Yeah, you know, I agree with this guy, because I would not be happy if I lived in that small town and just thousands of people just showed up overnight. I wouldn't be happy. I mean, would you guys? So, you know, it is completely understandable why these people declared a state of emergency. It says, we didn't ask for this and don't necessarily want it, Higby said. Yeah, so, you know, people are laughing that this county has declared a state of emergency, but I don't think that that's really appropriate to laugh at something like that, because everything that I've read about the reasoning seems legitimate. Their reasoning is understandable for why they're declaring a state of emergency. They're scared that their town is going to be overnight, is just going to be overflown with tons and tons of people. This is a town that's probably somewhere in the middle of nowhere, because they said that they're 50 miles from a gas station. How are they going to accommodate that many people? And how is the local police force going to respond to this? Does this town even have a police force? So let me know in the comments section down below. What do you guys think of this whole story? What do you think of it? Do you think it's ridiculous? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen? I hope that nothing bad happens. I really hope nothing happens. But again, it's the internet. We don't know who exactly is going to show up there, how many people. This is a month away, and as more things continue with this story, I'll probably have another update for you guys, but we're going to see what's going to happen. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you're new to my channel, join my channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.